Hello everyone. I am doing another message 1 year later, turning 37 today. Uh, and more than ever, I feel this is just a number. I am used to be not the most positive person in the world, keeping it real. It is important I learn to recognize challenges and to keep a clean view of where you are in your life. This is a happy birthday message to myself and for whoever will have the patience to listen. Happy New Year to my circle of friends. Um, I have challenges ahead in this upcoming year, but I face them with the knowledge of having the ability to achieve remarkable things. I got married this year. It was not the way I could have ever guessed. I honestly thought I would have never got married, but I have zero regrets. In fact, I am the happiest I could ever imagine. Thanks to that, I was for the first time able to spend Christmas and today my birthday together with my wife and my family under the same roof. And this sounds like the most basic wish uh, for every teenager with a girlfriend, but for me it was the uh, end of an ongoing, actually not the end, it's just a step in an ongoing challenge that is basically just life, the life that I decided to have, which is not a straight line and probably will never get to an ultimate goal because I embraced the nature of constant change. I'm not able yet to live under the same roof with my wife because she's in Spain now and she's studying in Spain. But and I don't know our professional lives, where will it lead us? But I know that we will be together and we are happy and we love each other and we have amazing communication over every little things that bother us, uh, but it's always upfront, it's never hidden. It's something I learned is not so easy. I also learned throughout my life that you cannot focus on the big picture if you don't uh, face the challenge on a smaller scale. So it's impossible to focus on your work if you always think about what is bigger than you. Otherwise, you will always feel little and insignificant. But it's just a step. At the same time, you must never look at who is doing worse than you. But it's important to acknowledge that what you are doing, it's not so easy. Because if you look at the challenges that other people face, you understand that you are probably doing good. on some level, and that some other people, while you hate your life, they will exchange in a snap, in the blink of an eye. And being aware of that means being aware that you are able to reach some goals, that you have the strength. That kind of believing in yourself is not my character, but is something that I learned to work on through thanks to therapy, which at first I thought was just an extra cost, and instead it has become part of my routine. That means taking care of yourself. In my case, it was not for self-care that I did that. In my case, it was because I wanted to be the best possible version of myself for the people I love, my wife first, and then all the rest of my family and friends. And I understood that is also important, because you cannot give if you are not healthy. And this is one of the challenges that I give to myself for the next year. 1 year ago, working out and taking care of my health was part of my routine. I've lost this routine in the latest months, and the first challenge I give to myself is to get him back that, to still be the best version of myself, not because I want to be the kind of self-improvement bullshit character, just because I want to be able to give the best to the people I love. 2024 is going to be a year of challenges, also financially. I am almost done on the route to buy a house, which sounds crazy, and that is going to bring my bank account to 0. I hope in 1 year I can manage to get back to having at least a decent amount of savings to live with a peace of mind. That is going to be a kind of a challenge as well. And work-wise, I hope I manage to keep doing the best I can, keep improving my skills, which also requires a lot of discipline, which I lacked in the last, I will say, 6 months, for several reasons. That I probably, after completing the purchase of the house, there might be a good starting point to put the rest of my life in order, which is not an ultimate goal, it's just a step forward. So in the end, the thing is, what I have learned also looking at other people's lives, and one of the reasons why I'm here is that I use my birthday at the end of the year as a great moment to think about what the year behind was and what the year ahead could be like. I have started to thinking about it, and I came out with this response. At first, I was thinking about some figure of speech that included something I actually don't know, like, it is like building a building, but I have no idea how to build a building. What I know is how to write. You start from a blank page, And the best way to start is to have a project, to structure it into chapters, and then fill in the chapters. Maybe start to make some sub-chapter. Sometimes you start from a point in the middle. You have something you want to say and you put it in the structure, and then you fill in. Sometimes you just start from a blank page. Sometimes you start from a title. Sometimes the title comes after. There is an ideal starting point, but there is not a starting point that works every time. Number one. Number two, after you are finished, if you know about something about writing, if you have some experience about writing, or at least this is my experience about writing, the point is you come out with a lesson, an article, a book, whatever. When you type the ending point, there is no way, unless you are a fucking genius or a fucking unbelievable historical writer, that you say, oh, this is perfect. There is no need to change anything. There is always going to be something that you are likely to change. It depends on the time you are given, it depends on what is your goal, and it depends on what is your standard. When you write something, you could keep editing that thing forever. Even if you are happy about it, if you look at it after a little while, you're going to change commas and sentences and even the whole structure, and something you loved, you're going to completely discard it. And life, it's like that. You have some projects, like in my case, I know why I am where I am professionally. It was a process of mistakes and recovery, and in the end I'm at some point where I'm not where I hope I could be, and I'm not doing anything that I would call perfect. But if you look it from outside, if you have to deliver, that is good. Now, like, it's like if you write an article, it depends. If you have to submit the article, you submit it as it is. But if you have the opportunity and if the article is important, you will take time to do more research, to learn more, to make it better, to refine it until it is as you wanted, which will never happen. It's a process that will never end. But at the moment, it's good enough to go. And if you work in a bubble, if you live in a bubble, you have no way to understand that. Many times you need other people to read your article to understand why it can be improved. But if you don't look around, you will not understand if the article is good enough for what you need in that moment, or if you actually need to improve it. At the moment, it is kind of good enough. Does that mean I have to stop? Absolutely not. I will not. Last year I've also talked about where we are in terms of climate change, which is something that makes me super concerned. I am more and more sure that there is no way we can recover as species from the state of the art, especially for the action or that we are implementing, or maybe it's better to say for the action we are not implementing. The worst part is that a part of me would like to keep writing that article and get to a point where me and my wife are in the position to have our own family. I kind of wish we could make that choice. At the moment, I feel like we are not free to make that choice, and that is what makes me angry. I never wanted to be a father. I never wanted to have a child. But I hate that I can't think about it. I don't feel free to think about it. And this is one of the reasons why I hope that one of the pages of the article that I'm writing with my life is where my contribution counts for the political and social issues that I care about. I believe that we are at some point in the history of human being where young people give a shit enough to maybe not change something, but get back to make some noise. Fuck the rich.